Good afternoon to one and all. Now we are going to start our second session of Keynote Talks. I am Mamuni Patandi, a research scholar at Department of Mathematics, NIT Jamshedpur. I would like to introduce our speaker, Dr. Manoj Kumar Patel. Sir is currently an assistant professor of mathematics at National Institute of Technology, Nagaland. His research interests are theory of rings and modules. He has more than 20 publications in international referred and reputed journals. He has delivered invited lectures at a number of universities and institutes in India and abroad, and has visited more than 3 countries for academic related work. He was involved in a number of different research projects of TechIP and NBHM DAE. He did his PhD from IIT BHU. Initially, Dr. Patel joined as an assistant professor in Gurukula Kangri University, Haridwar. He has been appointed as regional coordinator of Mathematical Olympiad Program, Government of India for Nagaland region and uh, center head for NBHM PhD test in Nagaland. I request sir to deliver his talk on semi-projective modules and Hopkins-Levitsky theorem.
Yeah,
Please,
thank
sir.
you. Yeah, thank you very much, Memoni, for your kind words. So, in my introduction, so I feel great honor and privilege to speak in this platform. I would like to thank the organizer, Dr. Ratnesh Kumar Misra and Mahendra Kumar Gupta, who has given me opportunity to keynote speaker in this international conference on algebra, recent advances in pure and applied algebra, which are organized in the NIT Jamshedpur. Okay, so my slide is visualized.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here I am talking on semi-projective module and Hopkins-Levitsky theorem. So main motivation on the Hopkins-Levitsky theorem is coming on the is given. This is the remarkable fact on rings. Every Artinian rings is Noetherian, but converse need not be true. So we have to extend this concept on semi-projective module. So here this is not necessarily true. Our Artinian module is Noetherian. So we have to investigate whether this condition is holds for semi-projective module or not. So this is the joint works with the collaboration of the Professor Ashok J. Gupta from IIT BHU and Dr. Barun Kumar from Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapeeth, Varanasi, which is published in Asian European Journal of Mathematics. So here, my slide is not moving. Just I see. One second. Your entire screen इसमें तो ऑप्शन नहीं शो कर रहा है, कैसे करना है? Share. Is coming? No.
No, sir.
Oh. Just a second.
Coming, sir.
It's coming? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, is okay? So here...
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. Next slide is... this is my outlines. Yeah, this is my outlines where we have to discuss about the introduction. Introduction is containing the only preliminary things and some well-known results of the semi-projective modules. And here motivation of the study, we have to discuss the Hopkins-Levitsky theorem. As stated, every Artinian rings is Noetherian, but converse need not be true. And we have to discuss this concept on the modules. So, but Artinian module is not necessarily Noetherian. So we have to discuss under what condition these will happen. And here next is endomorphism ring of semi-projective module. Here we have to discuss many conditions on endomorphism of the semi-projective modules, but here we have to list it few. And next one is Hopkins-Levitsky theorem for semi-projective module. This one is our main focus we have to discuss. And characterization of rings in terms of semi-projective modules. Here we have characterized many rings, but we have listed some like semi-simple rings and perfect ring. And next one, yeah, come to our introduction point. Here we have to discuss M principally projective module. So here needs to replace submodules by the M cyclic submodule of M. So we define a submodule N of M is said to be M cyclic if it is homomorphic image of the endomorphism of M. Or this can be equivalently written isomorphic to M modulo L, where L would be the kernel. So, and next, a ring R is called Artinian if it satisfies the descending chain condition on ideals. Just like every finite rings, we have to consider field, division rings, all are the examples of the Artinian ring. And in case of Noetherian, if a ring is said to be Noetherian if it satisfies ACC condition, ascending chain condition on ideals. So same examples we have to consider fields, division rings, finite rings, including Z, set of integer is Noetherian but not Artinian. And next, a ring R is called semi-primary if R modulo JR is semi-simple and JR is nilpotent. So we have to consider every semi-simple ring is an example of the semi-primary, just like Z6. And a ring R is called perfect if R modulo JR is semi-simple and JR is right T nilpotent. Here we can consider every Artinian ring is perfect and also every semi-simple ring is perfect. Here T nilpotent terms is a ideal is said to be T nilpotent if any sequence of element A1, A2 and so on of the ideal, if there exists some positive integer k such that A1 times A2 times AK is going to be 0. Then we have to say I is a T nilpotent ideal. So every nilpotent is T nilpotent. And a ring R is called local if it has unique maximal ideal. Just like you can consider finite Z4. Finite ring is Z4 over Z is the local modules and only Z4 is the local rings. A module M is called Hopfian, respectively co-Hopfian if the surjective, respectively injective endomorphism of M is an automorphism. Just like every Artinian module is co-Hopfian and every Noetherian module is Hopfian. These are the examples. And a module is called generalized Hopfian if and only if its surjective endomorphism has a small kernel. Just like we have to consider ZP infinitive proof for P group, where every submodule is small, so we have to consider any homomorphism, we get the kernel is small. So a module MR is called directly finite if its ring of endomorphism S is directly finite. So here we have to define directly finite ring as a ring R is said to be directly finite if for any two element AB, A times B is 1, then this implies B times A is 1. Just we say that every left invertible element is to be right invertible. So ring is called directly finite. For example, we can consider commutative ring, any commutative ring, and unit regular ring. These are the example of directly finite. Okay. Now here our main discussion is on the properties of the semi-projective module and their endomorphism ring. Here semi-projective module is also known as the quasi-principally injective module. Here quasi-principally injective module is studied by the many authors. First of all, this structure is introduced by the R. Wisbauer in 1991 in the book Foundation of Modules and Rings in 1991. After that, Tansey and Wang Wei in 2002 introduced the concept of M principally projective module, M principally projective modules. And here defined as a module N is called M principally projective. Here M to SM to 0, this is the exact row. So a module N is called M principally projective if every homomorphism from N to Sm. Sm is the M cyclic submodule of M. N to Sm can be lifted to a homomorphism from N to M, such that this diagram is commutative. That is, S composition G is going to be F. Then we have to say that N is M principally projective. Here, if N can be replaced by same module M, so M is said to be M principally projective, then M is called quasi-principally projective. This is also known as the semi-projective module. So our main focus is on the semi-projective module. Here N is replaced by M. So M, if this map F from M to Sm means M cyclic submodule can be lifted to M to M means endomorphism of M, such that this diagram is commutes, then we have to say that M is semi-projective module. So Tansey and Wang Wei introduced M principally projective module and defined M is semi-projective if the homomorphism from M to Sm can be extended to the endomorphism of M. And also they have studied many properties of the endomorphism ring of semi-projective module and also proved that quasi-principally and semi-projective modules are the same concept. Okay. Here, after that, this concept is studied by the Haghani and Vedadi in 2007. Is also studied semi-projective retractable module. After that, D. Keskin and P.F. Smith studied same concept semi-projective module and proved that direct sum of semi-projective module need not be a semi-projective. So here, in some examples, here we have to consider Z module Z, Z5, Z6 are example of the semi-projective module. But here proof for P group is not a semi-projective. Okay. Clearly, every projective module and every quasi-projective module are the semi-projective, but converse need not be true. For example, we can consider set of rational number here. In third part, set of rational number is the example of semi-projective but not quasi-projective. Also, we can construct another example here, fourth part, R is an integral domain, which is not necessarily a field. So its field of fraction, consider F, which is not equal to R, then we construct a module M, like F direct sum R. Then clearly F direct sum R is semi-projective, but not a quasi-projective, because there M cyclic submodule are F, R, 0, and M only, and other is not. So this map is automatically extended, lifted, but not for any submodules. So next one here, yeah, this one we have mentioned, proof for P group Z P infinitive is not semi-projective. Now next example we have to consider module M is there is M principally projective semi-projective module which is not M principally. Just here we have to consider M1 is Z modulo Pz and M2 Z modulo P square Z are two modules. So for P is any prime. So these M1 and M2 are obviously a semi-projective module. Okay, but here we have to observe M1 is not a M2 principally injective, means not a M principally projective modules. Okay, so these are and this is the example of the semi-projective module which is not a M principally projective. Okay, and in next slide we have to discuss some well-known result of the semi-projective module. Here in this part we have to discuss we have to show properties of semi-projective modules are inherited by the direct summand, and quotient is also inherited with respect to the fully invariant submodule, but direct sum and direct product are not inherited. So here let M and N are R modules. So first property, M cyclic submodule N, we have to consider N as a M cyclic submodule. Then M cyclic submodule N is M principally projective, then short exact sequence 0 to M1 to M to N splits. It means here kernel of G is a summand of M. Okay, if N is M principally projective, then kernel of G is summand of M. So with the help of this, we have to prove another parts is also. So here every direct summand of semi-projective module is semi-projective. This is proved by the D. Keskin and P.F. Smith, and this is the simple parts here. And next one, let M be a semi-projective module, and F in any F is the any endomorphism of M, then kernel of F is a direct summand of M if and only if Fm is M principally projective. So this part is a just we can say generalization of the first part. Here N can be considered as a M. N is considered as M. So this is the epimorphism. So Fm is the M principally projective. So we get here kernel of G is a direct summand. So here in place of G we have to consider F. Okay. For any endomorphism F, this is the part of here. Means generalization of the first part. Now next, let M be a uniserial semi-projective module. Then every surjective endomorphism of M is an automorphism. Means here M is uniserial semi-projective. So we have to consider any surjective endomorphism of M. Means here just like G from M to M, N is replaced by M. So we can consider G from M to M. Then kernel of G is a direct summand of M by part 1, part 3. So kernel of F is direct summand of M, but here M is considered as uniserial. Uniserial means M is indecomposable. It means there is no proper direct summand. So kernel F must be 0. And kernel F must be 0 means F is going to be a monomorphism. So if the automorphism is means surjective endomorphism is also monomorphism, is going to be the automorphism. And next part here, for a semi-projective module, if the M cyclic submodule of M is M principally projective, if and only S means endomorphism ring S is same as collection of all F in the endomorphism, collection of all the endomorphism for which kernel F is a summand of M. Yes, this is also a generalization of the third part. Okay, and next part here, half part is not visualized here. The quotient module M modulo N of a semi-projective module M is again a semi-projective, or N is fully invariant submodule. If N is fully invariant, then quotient module is also a semi-projective for a semi-projective module M. So this results concludes semi-projective property is inherited by the direct summand and quotient module with respect to fully invariant submodule, but not a direct sum. In case of direct sum and direct summand, direct product, this is proved by the D. Keskin and P.F. Smith in 2012. Here, next, this is our motivation. Here, Hopkins-Levetsky theorem is stated R is Artinian ring, then R is also Northenian, and JR is nilpotent. This is the remarkable result. But here, this result is not true for case of the modules. So here, in next example, this is example, we have to consider to prove Artinian module is not Noetherian. So for this example, consider Z be the any ring of integer. So for any prime p and positive integer n, we have to denote MPN. MPN is the cyclic group of p to power nth root of unity. P to power complex p to power nth root of unity. So this is the cyclic group. Okay, this is the cyclic group with unity. So MPN means MP, MP square, MP cube, all are the cyclic group with unity. So here we get, this is obviously we find MP is contained inside MP square, is contained inside MP cube, and so on. Means we get the ascending chain of modules like this. Now we construct a group which is union of all these, just like denoted MP star. MP star is considered union of all these groups, which is the cyclic group with unity. Now, this MP star have some special feature, just like here. First, this is an infinite group, which is non-cyclic. There is no any generators. Okay, this is non-cyclic group. And second, if the proper subgroup is finite, since these are the proper subgroup of this one, union is contained in one, this is a group. And if the MP square, all are the subgroup of this one, and these are the finite subgroup. Okay, is equal to MP power n or sum n. And third property, finitely generated subgroup is proper and hence is finite. Okay, and MP star is not finitely generated. There is no finite generator. So we say that this satisfies the descending chain on MP, means here MP is the submodule of this MP star. So this is satisfies the descending chain of submodules. So we say that MP star is the Artinian, but there is not terminating anywhere. This is the infinite group, not finitely generated. So this is not finitely generated. It means this is not a Nathaniel module. Okay. So here, next slide, we have to state group MP star is Artinian but not Nathaniel. Okay. So we conclude every Artinian module is not necessarily be Nathaniel. So our task is to search whether this result is extended to the semi-projective module or not. Hence, Artinian semi-projective module is Nathaniel or not. If this happens, then we have to say that Hopkins-Levetsky theorem extended to the semi-projective module, otherwise not. Okay. So here, and also one motivation from here, it is well-known result that endomorphism ring of a module M is semi-primary if it is both Artinian and Nathaniel. Then it is natural to ask whether there exists Artinian semi-projective module is Nathaniel or not. Okay. So here is the very important result for the Artinian semi-projective module is if M is Artinian semi-projective module, then M is finitely generated. And second, endomorphism ring S is perfect, and endomorphism ring S is semi-primary, and M is indecomposable, then endomorphism ring S is local. Okay. So all these are here. For the proof of first part, we have to assume, first we claim Jacobson radical of M is small in M, and here M is Artinian. So M modulo Jm can be written as the finite direct sum of simple modules. So a simple module is generated by some particular element M1R, M2R like this one. So can be written M is M1R plus M2R plus MNR, some Mi plus Jm. Since Jm is small in M, so M can be written as a M1R plus M2R plus MNR. So we say that M is finitely generated. And here, our endomorphism ring S is perfect. So we have to say, suppose S is the endomorphism ring of M. So first we claim S is Artinian. Okay. And if we get S is Artinian, then we have to apply the Bass result, EH Bass, which is proved in American Mathematical Society, is published in American Mathematical Society, is anistic dimension of semi-primary ring and their generalizations. Okay. So with the help of that, we get S modulo Js is semi-simple and Js is nilpotent. So we say S is semi-primary. And next one is M is indecomposable. Then endomorphism ring is S is local. As here M is Artinian, so use the fitting lemma, we get the proof of this fourth part. Now here, next result is the for semi-projective module, these three concepts are equal. Equivalent, Hopfian, generalized Hopfian, and directly finite. As every Hopfian module is generalized Hopfian, but converse is not true. For example, we have to consider proof of P group ZP infinitive is generalized Hopfian, but not Hopfian. And every directly finite is Hopfian, but converse is not true. Here again, we can consider same proof of P group, but these three concepts are equivalent for the semi-projective module. Okay. And here, next proposition, endomorphism ring S of a module M is local if M is uniform and co-Hopfian. But this result is not hold for, we have to consider semi-projective instead of co-Hopfian, then this result is not true. So we can consider just like module Z over Z. So in that case, this is not hold. And this is the next one is the well-known result. Let M be a semi-projective module, then M is generalized Hopfian if and only if M modulo N is generalized Hopfian for every fully invariant a small submodule N of M. Okay. So here, yeah, now we construct the example of semi-projective module, Artinian semi-projective module, which is not Nathaniel. This is our main focus here. Consider infinite basis B for the infinite, countably infinite dimensional vector space V over the field F. Okay, and suppose Vi is the subspaces of V and generated by spanned by this Bi for particular I. Okay, just V1 is spanned by B1 by the singleton element V1, V2 is spanned by B2 containing two elements V1, V2 like this. So these are the subspaces of V. Now here we have to define the linear transformation T on V by T V1 is 0 and T Vi is equal to Vi minus 1, and let Pt denotes the polynomial generated by this transformation T. So Pt forms a commutative Noetherian ring. Now we consider this V as over Pt. Since Pt is commutative Noetherian, so V is considered as module over Pt. And obviously here Vi is also a Pt submodule. Okay. Hence V is Artinian, non-Noetherian, Pt module. Now
Hello.
construct. Yeah, please.
Manoj sir.
Yeah, please.
Manoj sir. Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Manoj sir, due to
Yeah.
lack of time, our next speaker is.
Okay,
So
okay,
please
sure.
conclude your lecture within
Sure.
minute. Sorry, sir.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so here we construct here R as a 2x2 matrix ring and M is a this matrix. So R is considered as over itself, then this is the free module, and M is a considered as a direct summand of free module, so projective. So M is also a semi-projective module, right? So here also it can be easily see that some modules of M is considered like this one, and this is the Pt submodules of V. Therefore, we see that M is Artinian but not Noetherian, and this is the semi-projective modules. Okay. Now here we have to extend this result for T accessible submodule. A module M is satisfies the ascending chain condition on T accessible if M is Artinian and semi-projective. And next result we have to consider. This is the result we have to use in the proof of next result. Commutative ring M is finitely generated. Then M satisfy maximal respectively minimal condition if and only quotient ring R modulo and later M satisfies the maximal respectively minimal condition for ideals. Okay, so there are three results we have to combine. M is Artinian semi-projective and commutative. Then this is Noetherian. Again, M is Artinian semi-projective over the ring hereditary ring. Then this is Noetherian. And another one, M is Artinian semi-projective, and M is generator of the category of right R module. Then we get Noetherian. Okay. So next here, yeah, this is the characterization of the perfect ring. Here we have to consider this result and these are the equivalent result for a ring R. Here R is perfect. Every R module is amply supplemented. Every semi-projective R module is amply supplemented, and every semi-projective R module is supplemented. Every free R module is supplemented. And next, last result is characterization of semi-simple ring. For a ring R with Jacobson radical R is 0. So R is semi-simple if and only if every semi-projective module R is discrete. Every semi-projective R module is quasi-discrete. Every semi-projective R module is lifting. Every semi-projective R module is amply supplemented. And every if and only if every semi-projective R module is supplemented. Okay. So these are the final one. Now these are some references we have to mention here. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir. If
Yeah.
anyone in the audience has any question, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, any question or comment?
It seems, sir, there is no question from the audience.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. We are very grateful to you that apart from having a busy schedule, you agreed to deliver this wonderful talk. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind support.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
your
sir.
time.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Meenakshi Tripathi, research scholar.